crazy future guy, Eric John Apocalypse here. And when your pumpkin starts looking like this, you can be sure that winter is here. And winter could not come soon enough. Let us take a look back at the past few months to see how civilization has deteriorated. We will start with Christmas. And what did we get for Christmas this year? Why, a heightened terror alert, of course.
And why is that, crazy future guy?
Officials and experts claim they have heard more terrorist chatter than they have in a decade. Experts also believe the terrorists have been emboldened by Hamas's attack on Israel. Unless you spent the fall in a cave on Mars with your eyes closed and your hands over your ears, you must have heard about the terrorist attacks on Israel October 7th, 2023.
On that day, the Palestinian terrorist organization Hamas crept out of their bases in the Gaza Strip during the wee hours of the morning. They then proceeded to render some 1,200 Jewish civilians dead, 1,800 more wounded, and 240 others kidnapped to be held as hostages. Many of the victims were innocent women, children, and the elderly.
Classy! Since the October 7th attacks, Israel's response has been downright brutal.
Israel immediately cut off water, power, food, and medical aid to the Gaza Strip, then promptly bombed the holy heck out of them. So far, they've killed 2 to 3 times as many innocents as they have lost, because that's how they roll. Under international pressure, basic human services have been restored, but intermittently at best.
They've even been known to invade hospitals. Why? Guess what they found in the basement? Weapons. That's right. So while Hamas is rightly upset that Israel is targeting their innocent civilians, they have no problem using their own people as human shields.
Heck, round these parts, human shield is practically a job description. Here in America, the Anti-Defamation League estimates that acts of anti-Semitism against Jews has risen nearly 400% since the October 7th attacks. Why is behaving like Nazis suddenly okay, and do I really have to explain why it's not?
And what is with all these pro-Hamas protesters? Right here on American soil, college kids, you guys are our future! And they say, but Hamas has the right to defend themselves. Of course they have the right to defend themselves. Since when does that mean intentionally targeting innocent women, children, and the elderly? Is this the way we're gonna wage war today? Apparently it is, as the world once again turns towards the darkness. Dear Hamas, and anyone else acting surprised at Israel's brutality, what the heck did you think was gonna happen? Okay, look. The Torah, the first 4 books of the Hebrew Bible, were written around 1000 BC, or BCE if you want to nerd me out. My point is, there's a reason we're still hearing about these people 3,000 years later. They're tough-ass SOBs who don't take crap from nobody. So what's the science here? Why would a small ragtag group of self-described freedom fighters risk such horrors upon their own people? Politics. Poly, of course, means many, and ticks means blood-sucking insects. You see, Israel and Saudi Arabia were in negotiations to open formal diplomatic relations. Muslims and Jews cooperating, that's a huge deal. It could be a big step towards peace in the Middle East. Peace? Well, the only peace Hamas wants is to wipe Israel off the map. They said it, not me. The going theory is these vicious attacks were meant to derail Israeli-Saudi negotiations. And guess what? They did. Mission accomplished.
May whatever God you believe in have mercy on your soul.
I do understand that Israel has one of the most advanced armies on the planet, while Hamas has a few guns, some IEDs, and a big bag of peanuts. It's like, dare I say, Davy versus Goliath. Only this time, Goliath is the Jew, and boy, is he pissed.
Other signs of the apocalypse this fall include, but are not limited to, Kevin McCarthy became the first Speaker of the House in United States history to be fired. The war in Ukraine rages on as Russia has now claimed 1/5 of the country. After years of sporadic conflict, Azerbaijan has taken control of the disputed territory of Nagorno-Karabakh from the Armenians. And Serbia is once again building up troops on its border with Kosovo, because that went so well the last time. Then there's the usual worries of China, North Korea, Iran, Afghanistan, and half of Africa.
So there it is. And remember, as I always say, the world will not end in one great catastrophe. There will be no one great big horrible thing that wipes us all out. No, it's going to be thousands of little horrible things, and they're all going to add up. Some say it's happening right now, which is why you need to buy my book, The Life Apocalypse Survival Guide. With over 1,000 illustrations, 240 pages, you will survive the apocalypse or die trying.
And I'll be dead, I will be dead, I will be dead. If I stop fighting for a second.